Got the 110 Sport here. See if we can sharpen this up a bit. Using Arkansas stones at a 17-degree angle on this angle guide here. Just trying to hone this blade up here and get a razor hair popping edge back on it. Hello to whoever is on. This 110 Sport is S30V steel. Some people say that that's too hard for Arkansas stones, but we'll see how it goes here. There's no damage to this edge or anything. I just want to bring it back to razor sharpness. Hey, William and Caleb. Wow, what's going on? Just sharpening up this Buck 110 Sport knife. Just finished up here on the soft Arkansas stone. We'll go to the hard Arkansas here. I use these stones for a lot now. I use this little angle guide, just real thin square with 4 different angles on it. And with the Buck, I'm using the 17 degree because that's close to what their factory edge is. Just some lights there. And I use mineral oil on the stones. So what's going on with you guys that are on? Don't be afraid to light up the chat. I'll look up from Sharpening and see it here. It's been a while since I carried this knife, but I carried it today, maybe yesterday too, can't remember. It's a great knife. I got this like right after it came out in the beginning of 2022. It's a real nice knife from Buck, and a nice upgrade to the 110 with the steel and the lighter weight aluminum frame and the micarta handle scales. Real nice. Nothing feels better than the whetstone for an hour, Caleb. Ah, sorry, let me pull that chat back up. Using the strop. All right, yeah, definitely. You will see the strop come out for this. Now, do you have like multiple grit whetstones, or do you have like one stone or that's like dual sided for like a coarse grit and like a more fine grit? This Arkansas stone came as a 3 stone set that my kids got me for Father's Day this year. Right now we're moving to the black stone, which is the fine grit. Wipe the oil off on this cloth. 7 stones, okay. And they're all different grit, I would assume. Yeah, very cool. That's a lot. But I bet you get a great edge doing that many different grits. I'm thinking I've just been doing like 10 strokes per side on each of these stones because I mean this edge wasn't awful or anything, just needed. Wanted to hone it up a little bit. Some cuts were dragging. What sort of whetstones do you have, if I may ask? All right. Let's the strop out here. Let's see. Let's use this piece here too. And what was the learning curve there with you trying to use the stone? Was it just getting proper angles or anything like that? Wow, each of them double sided too. Wow. All right. Let's wipe the oil off of here. I have a piece of paper around. I think there's. Grab a piece out of this folder here that I can cut. Cut a little bit already. I was using a very steep angle. It's basically cutting the stone. Okay. Yeah. I mean this angle stuff, you can get it too steep, too shallow. Let's see how this one here cuts. Yeah, not bad. Let's see. I just drop it a bit more. Now, did you purchase a strop or did you make one yourself? Right now, I'm just using a strip of leather from Michael's, I think, and this one I made with like a sheet of leather and a little board I bought at Hobby Lobby. I don't know if the quality of leather, like on a strap you would purchase from somewhere online, would matter, but I put like the green polishing compound on these. I could even flip this over and use the smooth side. Yeah. Grab this paper again. Yeah. Maybe a little bit back on the stone yet. And again, real high quality strap given to someone by the knife addict. Benjamin Baker, hello to you too. Thanks for joining and popping on here. We'll see if I can get this honed up a little more on this fine black Arkansas stone. We'll use a little more pressure. Now, do you sharpen with any type of angle guide like I'm using here, or do you just totally freehand? Nah. Thank you. Yeah, Benjamin, I like this buck knife a lot. We got one more over here I want to touch up the edge a bit on too. Freehand. You do it really fast. You think I'm doing it too slow? I'm definitely open to suggestions. We'll speed it up here a little bit. Right. Let's drop this up again. see what we got. Dry it off a bit. Maybe I'll have to use the diamond stone. I don't know. All right. We're probably good to go. Yeah. A few more. All right. Cool. So this one should be good to go. Grab this. Some my oily hands on the knife. I'm gonna wipe that up a bit. And back in the pocket it goes. Grugs is here. Yeah, it was a bit sharper. I like to whip it on that stone. Okay. Caleb likes to take it slow. At an hour on a knife if I really want to have a nice edge. All right. Oh, we got one more knife to that I wanted to tone up. Here's my another buck, Model 2 245. Yeah, Ben, I know a lot of people will go like this and then bring it back like this, but that's I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable doing it that way. Like it feels weird bringing it backwards like that. So I just flip it over and push it both the same way. I'm also going to use 17-degree angle on this because that's pretty sure Buck uses that for about everything. And I typically just keep the factory edge. No real reason for me to change it. Do it back and forth on the same side against the edge. Now this one is a 5160 high carbon steel. That's probably a bit more suited for these stones than the S30V of the folding knife. Ben, are you saying do it like this? Okay. That'll probably take some getting used to. Hey, Big J's Knives, what's up, man? Yeah, I have definitely used Sharpie on some knives before, but I do use these angle guides too. It's a four-sided thing. Got them in a pack of two on Amazon for I think like 7.99 or something like that. So I feel like it helps keep me helps me keep a pretty consistent angle along the way. At least pushing it um, one direction like this. I don't know if I can get used to doing it back and forth like Ben there was mentioning. This knife here is kind of a collector's item. Probably not a whole lot of people carrying it and using it anymore since it was discontinued. It's funny how, everybody wants a knife as soon as it's discontinued, including me. Not that I didn't want this when it was in production, but this knife was expensive. Like, I think might have been the most expensive knife that Buck made at the time. So this is the model number 245, and their MSRP price on it was the same as the model number. You would usually see these at dealers, retailers, Smoky Mountain Knife Center and whatever, for like $179, which was very high. And now people ask for big money for it since it's discontinued. All right, flip it over here. Now, Ben, when you use your whetstones, do you use oil or water on them? You use water. Ben, you got some case honing oil? All right. Yeah, so I'm using mineral oil here. I don't use. I am. Oh, excuse me. Greg's just mentioned his Work Sharp. So I have Work Sharp stuff too. I don't use oil on those. I'll put some water on to lube it up a bit. All right. Maybe we'll move on to the next stone here. Move this out of the way. Back to this side. Good old WD-40. Oh yeah. I actually have I've used WD-40 on, I don't know, maybe you can see it in the corner here. There's a cheap diamond stone sharpening block from Harbor Freight. I know I have used WD-40 when using that one. But when I got these Arkansas stones, it said use honing oil. If you don't have that, mineral oil works fine. So I had that, just this this Walmart brand here. That's, I don't know, relatively cheap. flip it over. Okay, Big J, you run them dry. Yeah, I was doing that with my diamond stuff, like my work sharp, um, because they say you can. You don't need to use any type of water or oil on the diamond stones, but I don't know. I feel like after I started using water on those, that I got better results. So I was wondering if you've ever tried using water or anything on them. Ah, yes, I like a lot of knife brands other than Buck. Um, I think the knives that I carry most in my pocket anymore are Emerson knives. I've really grown to like them over the last year or two. So I mean and they're he makes them to use hard. I mean they're combat ready, combat proven knives even, and I mean he's got more than combat knives. Like I have Emerson hunting type knives and all that too. But he's definitely a favorite. He's Mr. Emerson's good people too. Uh, Opinion on case knives, love them. Yeah, case is great. I've got several. Actually, I just sold a few of my case knives. I've sold three of my four trappers that I had in my collection. Put them on eBay. I mean, they've been in my collection. I don't carry them all the time. Um, but I still do like the trappers. I'll probably get more in different handle materials. They have one in a green and black micarta that I'd like to get, and would definitely like to have the bone stag handle scales. Those bone stag just looks great. I would love to get the trapper and folding hunter in the bone stag at some point. Uh, so I sold those on eBay just like last week. Person that bought them is actually a subscriber here on the channel. Like I don't know, because I posted the knives here on my YouTube community page before. He must have seen the picture on my channel and then recognized it on eBay because I used the same photo. So it's kind of cool. So you love the 70s case knives. That's what everybody seems to say. All the A lot of people say the new stuff is junk, but I don't know. They seem fine to me. Now I have had a couple warranty claims with case on some knives that I thought were subpar, but I think maybe twice I did that. I sent two knives in because I didn't think they were up to standards, and they either, I don't know if they repaired it or just sent me back a different knife. But I got a fantastic knife in return. Now, I really like Case's modern folding EDC knife, the Marilla. I got that real early this year. So 10 case knife this week. Oh man, you must got a nice collection there. But yeah, I do like Case. Man, once I started getting into knives a little over 5 years ago now, um, just looking up some decent knives here on YouTube. The first two I got were the Case Bowie and the Case Mako from Donnie B All Days reviews way back over 5 years ago. All right, maybe we'll switch to the fine grit here. Move this over here. I gotta clean up my workbench. Let me put some more oil on this one. I actually love my case fixed blade, the case Winkler Skinner. I got one of those this year. It's great. Real nice size, like right at a 5-inch blade. Um, Real lightweight, carries easy. Uh, you're saying the new ones are cool. Got my first knife at 5. That's when it started. I remember the very first knife I got. It was at I was a kid. I don't know, maybe 10 or so. It was at the county fair, and you had to toss a ring over the knife, and you if you got a ring around it, then you won the prize. And of course, they were all super cheap, junky type knives, but I had it for a while. I don't know where it is now. Of course, I think it got all rusted up years ago because I was just a kid and fooled around with it and left it somewhere. Carry a case and a Civivi Elementum. All right. I've heard, I've never heard a bad thing about Civivi, I don't think. If he keeps buying, what other case knives do I have? I have a copper lock. That's like a navy blue jig bone. I still have the Bowie and the Mako I mentioned. I have a Stockman in olive green jig bone, and I've got one trapper left. That's the it's a brown burlap micarta in 1095 steel. That I think it was a I'm pretty sure it was exclusive to Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and that one's real nice. But yeah, I mean the case trapper is not going anywhere. They're not discontinuing the trapper model anytime. They may discontinue certain handle scales, but I mean that handle scales only matter so much to me. I do have another case fixed blade that is an old one that my dad got in 1969. So it was his. He got that when he turned 12 and got his hunting license. He got that knife to go hunting with, and I have it now. I got it. The leather was all. It's a leather stacked handled one, and the leather was all dried out and coming apart. And Case fixed it for me. No charge. It covered by their lifetime warranty. So it was pretty cool. Um, it's not fully vintage now, but with a new handle wrap on it, but it's in great usable condition and a nice old vintage case stainless steel blade. I saw a question what I think of CRKT. I have mixed feelings about them, to be honest. They have a lot of fantastic knife designs. Like seriously, a lot of great looking knives. I own one CRKT knife, and it is the M21, which is a little bit bigger version of the M16. Both designed by the same guy, Kit Carson. But I mean, all of CRKT stuff is made. Well, I shouldn't say all. They may have something, but probably 98% of CRKT stuff is made in China of subpar materials. And I think they charge a lot of money for them too. I was at my local Cabela store tonight, and they had a couple CRKTs in the case, their knife case there. They had a large size M16, that's all bronze, and it's like $90, and I think it's the that German 1.4116 steel, which isn't necessarily super high quality, and it cost $90. And there was another one of like 8CR14 steel that's like $80. I just think that's a lot of money for that type of stuff. But I don't know. To the eyes of the beholder, I guess. Yeah, I remember those pillar knives. Yeah, there's a Big J. Reading your comment there. The 63 large Stockman. There's a large Stockman I'd like to get in a green and black micarta. They have a large Stockman in that, and the tribal lock. I think they discontinued that now. I don't know why. You can't find them anywhere. Should that's a knife I should have bought a couple years back when they were widely available. The Cabela's by my house, they had a really nice tribal lock in the case there for so long. I think the handle scales were like a an antique bone, and that it was a really nice looking blade. I should have bought it. But back to CRKT. I mean, I don't want it to seem like I'm bashing them or anything. Um, I just choose to buy other stuff. Now, some stuff theirs I like are their like tomahawks and like tactical axes. I think Grugs. I think pretty sure he has one of the like CRKT kanjis or something like that. And then they have like the Chogan tomahawk. I think those are pretty nice. I haven't really been paying attention to the sharpening. I've just been talking. Yeah, Case has I'm gonna say at least three sizes of Stockman. The medium Stockman is the most popular, or I think the one they make the most of, anyways. Then they have one that's just a Stockman, and they must have a mini one or something if the they have the medium, which is smaller than the regular Stockman, and then they got the large Stockman. Will not buy Chinese knives. There's I've had a change of heart a little bit on the Chinese knives. Well, not all of them. There's the ones that are made out of the cheaper steel, I try to stay away from. But like there's some nice blades that made out of D2 and stuff. Like I don't have it down here. Like Camaro knives are made out of D2 steel, cost like $44 on Amazon, and they're real nice. Real nice. And let me grab this one over here. So this is a Langren knife that's made in China, and it's awesome. It's got G10 handles and Sleipner steel, which is a real tough tool steel, like an upgraded D2, and it's a great package. It's got this Kydex sheath with like a leather, like dangler type belt loop and attachment on the front. And here's another one of their knives called the Tank. That's the big, thick, nasty knife, but they're made in China. But these are quality knives, guys. But these aren't cheap knives. Like these are both like 130, 150 bucks. They're not like the cheap, $20 5CR 15 steel knives, or the $5 Ozark Trail knives. These are legit blades. My preference is USA too. Oh, always will be. Like here's a USA company. I've done videos on quite a bit lately. Colonial, made in USA since 1926. It's cool little switchblade, military issue. Real neat. I saw a question if I liked, or what do I think of Kershaw. Um, I honestly haven't had a ton of experience with Kershaw. I did own a Blur at one point, but I did sell it just to. Yeah, I've sold off all kinds of knives. Doesn't mean any of them were bad or anything. I just wanted to get other stuff. So if I want something, I'll maybe sell something I don't carry as much as other blades and get something that I want now. I had the Kershaw Blur in S30V steel. I got it on Amazon for like $55. You won't find that price anymore. Oh, you know what? I do have a couple of Kershaws. How could I forget? I have two of their Emerson collaborations. Um, Now they're both made in China. One is the 8CR14 MOV steel, and they're they're fine knives for the price. Be honest. The other is the Kershaw CQC6, and that one's made in D2. That one's a bit of a smaller knife than the Model 10. The Model 10 is a real nice fixed blade, and they cost, I don't know, maybe $45 these days. I don't think they've hit over 50 yet, but I haven't looked in a while. I think the D2 steel ones have hit $50. But I would recommend that knife to anybody. Um, I might have even included that. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I included the CQC 10 in my best knives for Christmas list video I posted maybe last week. So check that out. You can get it on Amazon. That's my experience with Kershaw. No bad experiences. I've had fine knives from them. The Blur made in the USA, the Emersons in China, both decent knives. Or three of them, all just fine. I'm wondering, do any of you own a Randall knife? I I don't know. I've just been looking at them a lot lately. I've not owned one of the ZT knives. I don't have it on me right now, but I've got a Uncle Henry knife that I love. Um, it's a stag, real stag handle with a D2 steel blade. It's a 4-inch blade hunting knife, and it's fantastic. You can get them for $40 on Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I would like to get. I wouldn't mind having Uncle Henry Golden Spike or their 171 Ultimate Hunter, I think it's called. Yeah, any Randall knife is very expensive because of supply and demand. Like the cheapest way to get a Randall is to order it direct from them, but you have to wait 6 years to get your knife. That's how busy they are. So you pay more on the secondary market so you can get them now. Yeah, any Randall is very expensive. If you want to wait the 6 years from Randall for their famous Model One fighting knife, um, I think it's one of it's. I mean, it's got to be their most popular model. Uh, it's over $400. There are USA made D2 versions of the Golden Spike. Really? Yeah, I know they have a couple of those D2 knives. I think they discontinued them now, but Smoky Mountain Knife Works has that one I have still in stock, and I'd recommend it to anybody. It's a really nice looking blade for $40, man. Can't go wrong. Came very sharp. Um, D2 holds a good edge. It's no slouch steel for certain. What's up, Grumpy Grunt? I'll have to look up that golden spike in D2. I wonder if they use real stag on it, because that would be nice. I know Kirby Creek Outdoors. I think that's the full name of his channel, Kirby Creek Outdoors. Kirby Creek something. He did a rehandle on an Uncle Henry and put real stag on it. Pretty cool. But I also have an Uncle Henry folding hunter that I got, I think, back in the summertime. But that's made in like their 7CR17 steel that they use in almost all of their knives these days. All right, let's see if this can cut this paper here. Ooh, not too much. I'll have to work on this edge some more. I wonder if I did it too shallow at 17 degrees and it needs to go up to 20. We'll see if that makes a difference here. Oh, good find, Big J. Um, I don't know if they are still there. I haven't looked for a while, but there were some newer ones. Um, a newer Schrade LB7s within the last couple years that they had made in the USA. With I don't know if it was real stag or actually I don't remember at all what handle material they were. I just thought it was cool that they had a USA made option. Yeah, I think I should have used the 20 degree on this. I think it feels a little better at 20. But usually all of the buck knives are at like 15 to 17 degrees because they like, their hollow grinds to be real slicey and stuff. But I mean, it could be the previous owner of this reprofiled at the 20. I don't know. I remember that Benchmade Leicu they came out with a few years back. They had they had a very good price on it when that knife came out for 3V steel and being a Benchmade. I want to say it was under 200 bucks. Yeah, I don't think you'll find any Benchmade under 200 bucks these days. They've increased their prices a lot. I remember looking at their Crooked River folding knife so many times, and it was like 175 bucks, and now it's $288. Same knife, same steel. Yeah, and Greg, I saw your comment about the blackjack knives. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having them, especially that one I sent you this morning with the turquoise. I even found a couple of the blackjack knives on Amazon. One of this seller, this one knife seller, I think it's like Rocky Mountain LLC that I see on a bunch of different knives as the third party seller on Amazon. He's got several of like the Randall Model 1 copies. Yeah, that Crooked River, man, it's really gone up in price. It's gone up in price $100, and it's ridiculous. I used to really want that knife. Blackjack Marauder. Do you know if it's the same design as the Bark River Marauder? Probably is. Maybe they just made it under both names. Hey, Tom, I saw you jump on there. How's it going? Yeah, those Buck Sports are just great. I don't know if you were on the video yet, but I sharpened my 110 Sport before I moved on to this blade. I was carrying that today and wanted to touch up the edge a bit. Yeah, you're right. grumpy. Um, so the owner, he started blackjack knives, I think late '80s, early '90s, and then I think just went out of business for a bit, and he worked for Marbles for a few years and made some quality knives for them until they kind of went under and outsourced everything to China. And then he eventually started Bark River, and he makes some of the older blackjack models under, well, he uses the blackjack name, but he makes them under or at the Bark River factory. Yeah, Mike Stewart is his name. You know that JXE JXO, I haven't really gotten to use that much. I don't know why. I have it around here somewhere, but it is a cool little blade, huh? Real thick stock. It's neat. I need to do a video on this. I just got distracted by other knives. I do think the handle was a little small though. I said that in like the first impressions video type thing I did on that knife. Oh, so gross. You still have the stack leather blackjack? I remember you sold one to Don a while back. There's a couple of them that I'm watching on eBay right now that are, below the $300 retail price. Bark River Highland Hunter. Oh, you got the commando handle. Okay, cool. I'm sure you did a video on it in the past. I think I remember watching it. Maybe it's been a while though. All right, let me get this. Some more oil on here. Yeah, we'll see. One of those blackjacks would be cool to get for sure. But Randall is one of those legendary names and knives. 20th century classic for certain. Fixed blade I just had up a minute ago was the JXE JXO Cavalry. They're a they're a Chinese blade, but budget friendly, $25 on Amazon. 420 HC steel. It's it's a cool knife. I'll give them that. It's a neat design. I'm sure it would be great at skinning with that big curved edge. But those Randall knives, they used to be quite the status symbol for military guys back in the day, uh, especially like the Vietnam era guys, like the Spec Ops guys in Vietnam would have a Randall knife. But they started off in World War II. I read earlier today that Bo Randall made like 4,000 of those Model 1 fighting knives for World War II. Makes you wonder how many are still in existence. I was reading an article the other night about Colonel Hal Moore and his Randall knife. Hal Moore he's from the We Were Soldiers, the Battle of Ia Drang in 1965 in Vietnam. Yeah, even the 80s. I know they were still popular then. Did you ever own one, Tom? Or use one? I know you had some good blades back then, like the Parrish. But so Hal Moore, he was gifted a Randall knife, a Randall Model 2, which is a dagger, by General William Westmoreland after the Battle of Ia Drang. And he carried it throughout the rest of his deployments in Vietnam. But somebody stole it from him during a move. They took his Randall knife out of his belongings when he and his family were moving from one army post to the next. Oh, that Cold Steel Frontier buoy is awesome. Always admired it. It's just another one I've never pulled the trigger on. You can see there's like black liquid coming off of this stone. I'm not drunk yet, honest. Oh yeah, that jimping on the JXE. Yeah, it's quite a bit. It's along the whole spine pretty much. Well, not at the very tip, I guess, but yeah, I mean you can see it here. Joe X does a destruction test on this, the JXE. Used one, never owned one. All right. Cold steel buoy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think there's quite a few guys did a review on that Cold Steel Frontier buoy. It's been around for a while, I guess, and not been discontinued. So must mean it's pretty good and people like it. And I've been on here for a while now. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully this blade is good to go here soon. Yeah, I don't know if there's a blade that Joe X hasn't broken. I know that sword knife too. That's a really big thick blade. That's made somewhere odd that you don't see a lot of things. I want to say like New Zealand or something. And Joe X, I have varying opinions on. I mean, it's nice to see the knife put to extreme use, but if you just want to trash a knife, just send it to me. I'll take care of it. All right, let's drop this up a bit. It's time for me to get to bed. If it's not sharp now, we'll have to try again tomorrow. Okay, let's try this. All right, that is good enough for me. It's a nice picture of Colonial knives. If you haven't seen my review on the Colonial Knives CE 400, like I think my video title is like the best survival knife. Check it out. It's an awesome fixed blade. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining me and chatting up a little bit while I sharpen up a couple blades. Went much longer than I thought I would here. Here's the sheath for this buck. Nice, well-made Kydex. So again, thanks all for joining. We'll catch you on the next one. All right, bye now.